Well, hello, welcome everybody on today's presentation. My name is Claudia Eifert and I do welcome everybody on this call. And I know it's at least hot in Europe, so I think it's something like 36 degrees. That just doesn't tell you a lot in America because you basically count in Fahrenheit, which I never know how to translate that, but it's hot. So I think it's in the hundreds. So welcome to all of you from Europe who are still joining, even though football is on. Yes, Germany lost. And even though, of course, it is such beautiful summery weather. So welcome to all of you listeners. Hello to the United States, for all of you guys over there, Canada, South America, and of course, all the people in Europe, and some of the people who are logging in as well from our friends in Africa, Nigeria in particular, Ghana, I see Benin, Ghana, all those countries. Welcome to you, South Africa, of course, not to forget. And this replay will be, of course, watched by lots of Australians. And with that, very soon, we're going to go to Australia, have a tour in Australia with Swissquote Global. So I'm looking forward to that as well. Now, today, joining us is our CEO and founder, Bill Rowell. He will come on board a little bit later, typically after we have done a little bit of an overview of what Swissquote Global is. So I hope you can all hear me loud and clearly, and I hope you're going to enjoy the presentation. Oh, and hello to all of our YouTube friends and all our Facebook friends, because I know we have people actually having this right now live on Facebook. So let's start here. Welcome to Swissquote Global, and we're going to show you how to earn daily affiliate referral commissions, and of course how to gain wealth today without delay. And that's what we're going to talk about, how to accumulate Bitcoin and altcoins through cloud mining, how to accumulate physical gold and silver, and how to get paid passively daily, weekly, monthly through our affiliate marketing program so that you can build up generational wealth. And we're going to talk about that generational wealth. Of course, many people don't really understand sometimes this acronym, what it really means, generational wealth. Now, the man behind the vision, just quickly, Bill Rowell, he himself had this vision over 10 years ago to build up Swissquote Global from the frustration of being a very successful business entrepreneur, but never really understanding what money is. And yes, he did make a lot of money, but he never understood how to maintain, how to keep, how to grow it for generations to come. And so I really want you to take note and to really learn about what it really means, money, that term that money we use, which we think it is money, but it doesn't really serve its purpose. So Swissquote Global is more than an opportunity. It's a system for building your own real wealth. And Bill himself, he is a licensed precious metal dealer in the DMCC in Dubai. And since 2016, he is also dealing with the cryptocurrency mining throughout a German company, Genesis Mining. And you see myself and Bill here with two of the founders of that company, Genesis Mining, who's providing for Swissquote Global the mining contracts for the mining towards Bitcoin and altcoins. And you see Bill there in one of these huge giant mining facilities, and this one is in Iceland, but they are all over the world situated, really almost in every continent. Not anymore in South America, they were there, but South America got a little bit too challenging, what's going on in Venezuela. Now, have you ever thought what it would be to own your life? That is usually the question I always ask people to think about when you come on board to a presentation. Well, you come on board to this presentation because you're either looking for another income, either you are may not happy with what you're currently doing, or you just want to learn new ways to generate more money. Why do you do that? Probably to have a better lifestyle. So when you think about to own your life, what does it really mean? Well, when you subtract out the sleeping time, the commuting time, the working time, and of course, for all these things which you have to do each and every day in your life, and it's a lot of things, and most people don't even have more than 1 or 2 hours each day to do what they like to do. And then would they have the money to actually do it, what they really like to do? Probably not. So most people, they answer, well, they don't. So we have discovered a way that you can earn how to own your life by building a home-based business through Swissquote Global. And we do have a system for doing that that is so simple that really anybody can do it. And it doesn't require a salary. And the best part is it doesn't take even so much of your time. So imagine you had the system where you could generate residual income, gold and silver and Bitcoin. That's what we will talk about. The simple system, which is actually easy to share and which you can do globally, really from all over the world. I mean, I'm here in Germany right now. I'm gonna go drive tomorrow to Geneva, Genf, we say it in German, to Switzerland, on the French border. And in a few weeks, I'm going to be traveling to Dubai and then traveling further to Australia. I'm doing my business globally. The only thing I really need is my laptop or my cell phone. So what makes us different? Well, what we use is social marketing. So Swissquote Global decided they're not going to spend millions upon millions to advertise through traditional advertising, traditional marketing. Yet what Swissquote Global said, no, we're going to pay you, the people who share, of course, what we have, the products and services, and we pay the people. So this is what makes us different. That's why we use social marketing. And by the way, that's the most trusted form of marketing. That's word of mouth. When you love something, of course, you share it. So I'm going to give you a little bit of a company products and overview, of course, of the services. So we, as you very clearly saw in the beginning, we deal obviously with gold and silver. So we have our own unique, and I'm just trying to take it out here, our own unique silver and gold coins as well as bullion. And this is gold and silver, this is physical. You basically saving into gold and silver. Now I know saving is not sexy. That's at least what Bob Proctor told me some years ago. But yet, you know, when you just look at the United States, that's I think the country which the least amount of savings, and that's why they're in such a huge debt, you know, which is just absolutely crazy. So we do deal with gold and silver, and we get the gold and silver through Arca Horius. That is the most renowned refinery in the world. They do over 20% of the production, of the annual production, and that's one of the 5 only refineries which can certify other refineries for their standard and purities. So if you want to deal with the top, that is the top. They do the gold Rolex watches, the Philippe Patek watches, all these nice watches you want to have. Yes, that comes from Arca Horius, and you can save towards gold and silver physical from a 2.97 above market spot price. Okay, that's what you can do. And the great thing is when you save into that, you don't have to necessarily convert it into that product. Like you see here, it's a 1 shekel weight. Don't have to. You can just leave it there sitting in a big bullion bar. And then if you it comes the time you have to cash in, you just push a button and you cash it in, and you get paid obviously out in the currency you wish to get paid out. If you are in Nigeria, you can get paid out very soon in Naira. If you're in the US, you get paid out in dollars, or if you want to take Bitcoin, you can take Bitcoin as well. Now the Bitcoin and altcoin contracts provided by Genesis Mining. Right now we just have Bitcoin contracts, but you can choose which you want to get paid out. If you want to get paid out in Litecoin, in Ethereum, in Dash, in Monero, and so on. That's what you choose by entering your wallet into your back office of Swissquote Global so that you get paid out in this currency. Then we have, of course, the affiliate revenue income stream, which I'm going to talk a little bit later on it. It's 9 different ways how you can get paid through referring customers and affiliates to our company. And we have the Swissquote Global Academy, where you have absolutely life-changing information inside once you become an affiliate. customers, we do the general trainings, but for the affiliates, this is where you actually pay a membership of $50 monthly, which is either paid monthly or either paid yearly, where we have coaches such as Bob Proctor, Carolita Oliveros, who co-wrote the Financial Education System of Robert Kiyosaki, and many others coaching you to get that mindset right so that you can prepare yourself. Because, you know, life goes on, things happen all the time. And so you got to have a strong mindset, very strong mindset you got to develop in order to push through the circumstances and the difficulties in life. And I can tell you just that Bob Proctor, the money I paid for his systems, and he has been featured in the movie The Secret, of course, it was watched over 200 million times. I have paid him, you know, a nice apartment, probably in anywhere in a great city. What I have personally put in money towards learning the skills. You get that same information in form of programs, audios, videos inside that Swiss Gold Global Academy. That's pretty amazing. But let's look at really why, you know, you should own gold and silver and cryptocurrency. So many people just don't understand it and they don't really get it. Why should you own gold and silver? Why cryptocurrency? Isn't Bitcoin a fraud? Isn't it going down in value? So people say all the time, all this stuff. Well, gold, first and foremost, has held its value for thousands of years. And what matters is not the buying price, and not the price, but the buying power. So what it actually purchases you. So when we look in Roman times back, with an ounce of gold, which is a little bit bigger than this one you see here, it's a little bit bigger. So in Roman times, 1 ounce of gold would actually have purchased you a good toga and a pair of leather sandals. Now, 100 years ago, again, the same piece of gold would have dressed you very well, as you see this gentleman here with the hat and tie and you know, everything there. Yet as well, 100 years ago, you could purchase that ounce of gold with $20. That's what you could do back then. Now, in present times, that piece of gold here still dresses yourself beautifully with a nice Armani suit. I mean, you can just sell that into your local currency, and you just can go to any beautiful shop, not the expensive ones, and you can still dress yourself with a beautiful, you know, suit like this gentleman here. Yet, if I gave you this $20, you would probably laugh at me and say, well, what can you do with that? You can't really do much with it. Maybe buy an ice cream or 2 ice cream for it. That's what you get. And this has all to do with, of course, President Nixon, and of course, even earlier, starting that before the US dollar was peaked to the gold. So it was backed by something. That backing by something, I don't want to go into details because we don't have the time, was eventually totally cut out. And so the currency, no currency is actually anymore backed by gold or silver. So we see what's happening is that, yes, we still all work with this US dollar or with the euro, with the pound and so on, but it buys us constantly less. In fact, in this new slide I just got today, we see here the dollar has lost more than 96% of its value since 1913. So that means right now the dollar only buys you 4% what it bought you in 1913, 4%. So this is really, I mean, this is scary. This is absolutely scary. If you just own dollars, if you just make money in euros, in pounds, in naira, in pesos, in rupiah, in Australian dollars, whatsoever, and you have no gold and no silver, and you don't have any cryptocurrency, so you don't really have a basket of things, you know, that's not going to be pretty, because there are going to things certainly happening. In fact, we just look at here, published on the 24th of June, currency war can end global US dollar dominance, and those who own gold have power. Always it has been said, of course, that's why rulers, empires, that's why the wealthy people, the real rich, the 1%ers, they always own part of his portfolio in gold or silver. Why do they do that? Because it never loses its purchasing power. It is the best hedge against inflation. So we see, I mean, things like Switzerland. Just today pulled out an article, I think it was just posted on our Facebook, in Swissquote Global Facebook. Switzerland now chooses gold bullion, so the real physical gold, not the paper gold, which you see on the stock exchange, no, the physical, to back it. And so even their pension funds now, they want to have the physical gold instead. Why? Well, because there's more paper market than there is paper gold in the markets than there is physical gold in the market, way more. So we see small Asian nations dump dollar and, of course, the yuan for gold amid growing global trade hostilities. So we see this coming up more and more. We see it in Venezuela. In Venezuela, I showed you in a few presentations some weeks ago, the paper gold versus the real gold, the physical gold, and of course the Bolivar in Venezuela is just such a huge gap. I mean, if I was to sell gold in Venezuela, I would get so much of a spread between the physical gold and of course the paper traded gold. So we see more and more countries, they don't want to accept anymore the dollar. Why? Well, why should they get the dollar if the dollar has lost 96% of its purchasing power? It doesn't really make sense. And certainly I don't want to put my pension, my future basically on a currency which of course is every time, in fact every 8 years, losing half of its purchasing power. I don't want to do that. So that means really for you, while you're making less, everything that you're buying costs you more. So we see with this $20 note in 1980, which is not so long ago, that's 20 years ago in fact, you could still fill up your shopping basket. In 2005, well, this $20 note, it would buy you half of a shopping basket. And of course, today, almost nothing. You have 2 or 3 items in there. That's all what it buys you. And we see that everywhere. So this is not the dollar only. This is the euro. This is the pound. And we have a lot of people testimonies. In fact, you could do something. You could actually type in their message if you are having different currencies than a dollar. And let's say you have 20 pounds, or you have a 20 Swiss franc, or you have a 20 Bolivar, or whatever you have. Type in what you can purchase for that now. If it is still the same now than it was 20 years ago. That would be interesting. Maybe put in what cost a liter of milk, because this is really what I want you to understand. In fact, did you know that in 1971, this was shortly before I was born, and $100, yes, would actually have bought you 100 grams of fine gold. That is 10 times this amount. 10 times this amount, this would have bought you. Now, this buys you a small corner, in fact, 3% of this gold bar. That is, again, not so long ago. This is just really to demonstrate you that, of course, like in the Cayman Investment Forum, they already go further. They say either Bitcoin or gold will represent the future stored value. Well, why Bitcoin? Well, Bitcoin, like gold, there has to be a physical process being done in order to create this or to create the Bitcoin. So the Bitcoin is created through mining, a process called mining. Gold is created through a process called mining. The US dollar or any paper currency is created through a process of printing money out of thin air. And this is a huge difference. That's a huge difference. So Bitcoin, like gold, has a limited supply. In fact, Bitcoin has an even limited supply than gold. With gold, of course, we know there is less than a half of an ounce now for each person living on this planet. They are less than half of an ounce. In fact, all the gold ever being mined and refined could fit in an Olympic swimming pool. Now, Bitcoin, we know there's 21 million Bitcoins to be mined. There's already over 70 million being mined. And we have time till the year 2140 to mine the rest of the Bitcoins, which is getting harder and harder. It's more difficult. So if you mine Bitcoin, if you get a Bitcoin through our system, well, you can be one of the lucky ones. And you don't really should focus so much on the price right now, if it's going up, going down, because it's really more to see like a long-term store of value. That's why they say that in the Cayman Investment Forum. And this is where usually typically the rich of the rich meet, not the poor, right? So if you want to become this 1%er, you got to think like the 1%er. So Bitcoin, like gold, has many similarities. Of course, Bitcoin is very easy to transport. It's easier transportable than gold. Gold is not. I mean, gold, you just can't, when you go through the, let's say the airplane and you go through those machines, of course, they see, okay, you get gold. You're going to have only a certain amount with you, otherwise you pay taxes. Well, with Bitcoin, of course, it's basically you have an address and it's digital, right? You can't see it. But then at the same time, when the confusion often starts with people, they say, well, how can I trust it or whatsoever? Well, I mean, the dollar, the euro, the yen, it's also digital. It's digital. You have digits in the banks, right? So when you go and get withdraw cash from your ATM, that's actually sitting in digits in your bank. So cryptocurrency is already digital. So it's this paper is digital. Cryptocurrency is digital. But again, it's the labor, the production cost, which makes the whole difference. And so since there is labor, real labor to produce Bitcoin, to produce gold, it always has a value. It represents a value. Okay, and of course, it is not manipulated by any government. The paper currency is manipulated by a government. In fact, it's highly manipulated by a government. In fact, it's so highly manipulated that we will see in the next few years the biggest wealth transfer in human history. Why? Well, because, again, never in history, never in any history of paper currency, and paper currencies are around a long time, but never in paper currency, in this history of paper money, there has been so much money printed out of thin air like there has been in the last decade. So we are in front of a huge bubble, which is gonna burst. We just don't know when. Nobody knows when. And you gotta prepare. That's why you should basically have part of your portfolio in gold, silver, and Bitcoin. If you have no portfolio yet, but you're starting to have a portfolio again, don't put all eggs in one basket. Don't just own paper currency. You got to diversify. So you see here, of course, the different products we have. We have small bullion bars as well as the coins and so on. And again, as I said, you can actually purchase from as little as $25 for 2.97 above London Bullion Market spot price. You can buy, or market price, you can buy your gold and silver. So you can little by little basically diversify and put instead saving into that, because you learned every 8 years this buys you only that, half of it. Okay. Bitcoin, well, Bitcoin contracts, there are 5-year contracts. That's the new contracts which we are having. And they have a maintenance fee per terahash per day of 14 cents. So you can get into Bitcoin mining as a customer from as little as 0.2 terahash, which costs you $57, or you can buy up to per contract, that is, you can buy many contracts, but per contract you can buy up to 5 terahash contracts, which would cost you $1,400 as a customer. Now, if you decide you want to build a business, you want to become an affiliate, you can purchase, of course, any amount up to the amount of 25 terahash. 25 in one contract. You can buy various 25 terahash contracts. In fact, you can buy as much as you wish. And a 25 terahash contract would cost you $6,875 US. It's valid for 5 years. And I'm going to explain you a little bit the terms and the conditions. It's a 60 months contract, and it doesn't matter if, let's say, Bitcoin goes down really and it's not profitable to mine. So your contracts will still be valid. It will be just not paying out. There are days, months where it's not paying. And this is like, imagine a gold mine. Imagine gold price drops very drastically. So the miners say, hey, you know what? It takes us more labor to pay the miners, basically, than we get profit. So what do? They close the mine and they open the mine again when it is profitable to mine. So this is the same. It's a 5-year contract. So your mining services will run for 5 years, period. And even if in cases where the daily mining output falls below the maintenance fee, this way you will have always the potential to produce cryptocurrency as market conditions do improve. The daily mining outputs are variable and are data mined by 3 factors, as we always say. The mining difficulty, again, think about that gold mine. As deeper you have to as deeper you have to dig into the mine, as more miners you need, as more equipment you need, as more difficult it gets. Okay, same with Bitcoin. The Bitcoin versus US dollar exchange rate and the maintenance fee. These include all electricity, cooling, development, and servicing costs. And so while Genesis cannot control the first 2 factors, which is totally unpredictable, and don't believe anybody who says otherwise, it is unpredictable, nobody knows. But we always, of course, deploy the latest state-of-art mining technology and do our best to keep our data centers running at the maximum capability for you. And so you see here the maintenance fee, 13 cents per terahash. So once you calculate your mining returns based on the contract you purchase, then you have to take off, of course, of these earnings the 14 cents. Now, there's 2 ways to join. As I said, one is a customer, one is an affiliate. The customer, you know, when he purchases a Bitcoin mining contract, gets daily mining payouts, earns when he refers to other customers 2.5% in more mining power for Bitcoin or altcoins, and the customer can buy gold and silver at a wholesale price and of course upgrade anytime he wishes to. The affiliate who's promoting the products, who's doing the marketing efforts, has 6 packages to enter, and those 6 packages, they include either mining or mining gold and silver, and the membership, either monthly or annual. The first 2 packages, they have the monthly membership apart. So basically they join with those packages, or either the 170 or the 249. And the next month they simply pay the $50 monthly subscription. The Gold Executive Miner Ambassador Platinum packages, they have for 1 year ahead, 1 year upfront, paid the membership already in there. So it's 12 times $50. That's what already is in these packages. And next year, they just renew their membership if they still want to continue to build the business through Swiss Gold Global. And we have 9 ways, as I said, to get paid. So we have the retail bonus, we have the bonus when you bring on board new people, the uni level, the rank advancement, so the career bonus, we have a leadership bonus, generational bonus, we have a bonus where you get paid on the whole volume the company does in a year, and so on. The easiest one, of course, to explain is the retail bonus or shared revenue. Every time you sell gold or silver as an affiliate, you get 1% on that. Every time you sell hash power, you get 5% more hash power, which mines you more cryptocurrency. And every time you bring somebody new on board, as an affiliate, not as a customer in this case, for this particular bonus, as an affiliate, you make a fast track bonus. So depending on one of these 6 packages I showed you before, one of these 6, or the $170 or the $5,000, well, one of those, you get either $35, $55, $55, $300, $300, or $500. Fast start, that's paid in US dollars. You can decide if you wish with that dollars buy more gold, more silver, more mining, or if you just want to get paid out in dollars or in Bitcoin, you can decide to do so. Then we have a a bonus which really helps the new people get started. So if a new person gets started and decides, hey, I want to do what Claudia does, I want to build a business, I want to build a global business. I'm fed up with my job, or I'm not making enough to meet month's end, or I want to send my children to a better college, or whatever you want to do, whatever why you need to make some extra income. Or maybe you just say, hey, I just want to have that lifestyle. I want to travel around the world. Then this is basically the Build to Rock bonus. This is your bonus to quick start your business. You join, and you, in your first 30 days of business, bring on 3 people on board. You have 3 people coming on board. In this example is with a gold package. The gold package is $797. You can any packages, but this is the example of the gold package. So you, in your first 30 days, bring 3 people on board you want to lock arms with, you want to build the business. Now, of course, since you want to lock arms with them, you want to help them, and I want to help you, and your upline wants to help you. So those 3 people, in their first 30 days, when they do exactly the same what you do, bring in 3 people in their first 30 days, then the company pays you $435 plus an extra $810 plus an extra $200 as a bonus because you did it in this time frame. So you're literally making $1,445, and all what you did is you did bring in 3 people on board who decided to lock arms with you and build this business. And of course, the bonus, which is probably the most powerful bonus long term, that's the bonus we all want to really establish, build up on, because this is the bonus which is a reoccurring bonus which pays you each and every month. And it's pretty simple. So you, with your 3 people you locked arms, or in this case, let's say you have 5 people. You have 5 people you locked arms with. You teach them exactly what you did because you learned it from your sponsor. And so those 5 folks, they pay their $50 monthly. They did exactly the same. They also have 5 here. So each has 5 here. So in your second level, which is of course your second level here in this picture, they all have 5. So all those 5, they pay their $50 monthly, and you see what you're going to make in your levels. So first level, you make $37.50. That covers basically your subscription, because remember, the $50 monthly, you also get a product. So you get gold, silver, you get silver, or you get more mining. So in fact, the real cost of it, it's just $37.50, because the rest you get in actually a product. Then the second level, you're making $225, in the third 537, in the fourth level, if you build it like this, you make $2,100. In the fifth level, you're making almost $10,000. Sixth level, you're making, of course, now an amazing money, which some people make in a year. You can make this in a month. In fact, that's what got me into the business, because I was working for a company which is a huge network marketing company, and I over there learned there were people who were making more money. I was working really hard, I can tell you that. They were making more money in a month than I would make the whole year. So I was so fascinated by that. I said, Claudia, you're doing something wrong. You need to switch sides here, and you need to learn how to become an entrepreneur. That's what I did. So amazing figures, of course, here, even though just a percentage of that would be true, because you may, just get your 3 people, and your people just may get their 3 people, or whatever. So because not always everything is like in the books, right? But you see, it's pretty amazing. Of course, we have the rank achievements, where you get golden lifestyle products, check match bonus, and so much more. So if you want to build cash flow, be paid to save in gold, silver, and Bitcoin, your next step is to team up, join us, get started, talk to the person who invited you to this presentation, or show them another presentation, answer their questions. If you don't know how to answer it, reach out upline, reach out to support, contact@swissquoteglobal.com. We have a team of like-minded people. Their whole interest is to help you get started, to help you, of course, make and build generational wealth. Follow us on Facebook, of course, Twitter, on Instagram, where we always have really great posts. You can even use these posts to build your business. That's what some people do. Not enough people do that, because sometimes people don't even know that we have those beautiful posts out there. But we do have Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, daily wonderful posts for you, which you can build to, of course, on social media. And with that, I have, I believe, our founder and CEO, Bill Rowell, on board. Yes, I have. So if you guys have questions, let's look at the channel. If you guys have some questions, and get them answered for you. Hi, Bill.
Hi, Claudia. Can you hear me? Good. Well, it's great to be here on a beautiful Saturday afternoon. The weather's fantastic at the moment here in Europe. Well, in my part of Europe anyway. Great presentation, Claudia. You spoke a lot about the gold. And yes, I posted something on gold regarding, of course, the Swiss pension funds increasing their holding of switching from US dollars to gold, even though it's only 2% of the fund. It's quite significant. You can imagine if funds around the world just held 2% in physical metal, the price of gold would against US dollar would rally exceptionally high. So you've got to be patient. You know, one thing's for sure that Claudia pointed out very clearly, and this is not just the US dollar, this is a global phenomenon. Regardless of what currency you currently own, all currencies are going to lose more than probably half of the purchasing power over the next 8 to 10 years, more than half. This is why you diversify part of your paper wealth into physical gold. And we believe silver as well. I like silver very much also. A small part of it, that's all. It's very liquid, and which creates flexibility for you as well, because you need to own currency. You need to have currency because that's, you know, that's your legal tender in your country. So you need to have multiple ways to be able to move between different currencies, whether that's Bitcoin, whether it's going from gold, silver back to your currency, taking that currency, preserving it in some of these digital currencies, Bitcoin or gold and silver. You've got to have a flexible system to be able to change it in and out. We can certainly do that with, of course, Swiss Gold Global. So do you have any questions, Claudia?
I'm just looking at the moment. That's just questions. That's just saying hello from the different kinds of people here, which we have on the call. So can't really see a question to answer. So let me look again. If you guys have any questions, please ask your question. I don't see any more. It's just hello, hello, hello. And they're looking forward for the Australian tour. So no other questions right now. Maybe you want to share something.
Well, I can't go into too much detail, but what I can tell you, I suppose we've contracted a couple of very significant lawyers who are specialists in their fields in the last 2 weeks. One is a US lawyer, very well known in the multi-level marketing industry, and also known in the cryptocurrencies, an advocate for cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, but probably one of the leading law firms in the US. So we're going to be having them to review all of Swiss Gold Global packages, etc. As we move forward into the new transition, which is still some months away, with the new concept ICO we spoke about. And I've employed, of course, one of the big law firms to look at our ICO concept to order that. So things are moving nice. It's nice to be that it was quicker. We want to do things right because it's about building wealth. It's about having sustainability. No point in getting engaged in something and something that's no longer there 2 weeks from now, 6 months from now, 1 year from now. We want to be around many, many years. We've been here 10 years now. We're going to be around the next 10 years and beyond, so we need to do this right. So that's primarily all the update from me. Our IT engineers are still progressing very well, and I believe, Claudia, you're having a call this week with our chief engineer, Madeline, and his team to go over the new back office to see what changes for you and your leaders may think may require some tweaking here or there. But they're advancing quite well. So the whole back end of Swiss Gold Global, as you see it right now, will disappear. And it'll be new, fresh back end, but also correct some of these errors that were sort of been with us because the system is actually an older system, was built 5 years ago, this particular platform. So it's going to be nice to be able to launch this new back end. But that won't launch primarily until the new concept comes out live as well. So there'll be lots of announcements coming out there. Nigeria, I think we've got some people on the call from Nigeria as well. I believe that will be, I think you spoke about this on your conference call recently, Claudia, with Nigeria. We're signing a contract, I'll be signing a contract this week with an FX provider, which is a foreign exchange company in Nigeria that will allow us to accept, of course, Nigerian currency, Naira, for our packages. And of course, there'll be an exchange done between the this particular foreign exchange company and our bank. Because in the banks in Nigeria and many different parts of the world operate differently. For example, in Switzerland and Dubai, we have euro accounts, we have Swiss franc accounts, we have dirham accounts, which is the AED currency, US dollar accounts, and we can just log into our treasury can just log into the back office and we can change one currency to the next currency without an issue. It's all done very, very simple and very quick. Well, the challenge is with Nigeria or as part of African banking, that's not the case. Is that you can have different currencies, but we cannot transfer from the naira to US dollars or the US dollars directly into naira in the back office or online banking. Even though with one of Africa's largest and prestigious banks, the Guarantee Trust Bank, you can't do that. It's not permitted. So we have to have a third party foreign exchange company. So our team there have been working with some people, and I've met these people when I was there last time, which is earlier this year. I like our new banker. I like the FX guy as well, the foreign exchange guy. So now we've come into an agreement, and I think that'll be signed this week. So maybe by the middle of July, our people in the Nigerian region will be able to, because it's a paper economy there, we'll be able to buy our packages and, of course, different things using naira, and that'll be exchanged at a certain rate, a fixed rate, which will notify you at. I think it's 370 naira to the dollar, and that will allow you to buy our packages, and you still get paid out in US dollars, of course. So that's pretty much my updates, Claudia. And there's some questions have come in.
Wonderful. No, there's no more questions coming. I mean, Reggie is saying any details regarding growth, but you just talked about it a little bit about, of course, because Reggie's in the US. That's really basically right now it in terms of questions. Again, I just put up the Australia upcoming tour here. So if you have people in Australia, in those cities, Melbourne, in Sydney, Brisbane, or Gold Coast, please send them to these locations we have in our Facebook group, as well on our official Facebook page, the event where you can register, and under the Eventbrite. And I believe, Bill, you're going to put it as well in the Swissquote Global back office, so people can register today's events when we're coming. It's now, what is it? It's 3 weeks from now when these events are going to get started. So invite as many people as possible, and start building your global business.
Send that link to me, please, Claudia, because that's the first time I've seen this. I think I'm a bit behind the schedule on this type of thing. So now I know where I'm going, and it's going to be a great trip with you going through Melbourne, Sydney, of course, the Gold Coast, and Brisbane, and maybe we get down to Nimbin as well, which would be great to see the Bitcoin Cafe down there with David, which we visited last time. So that would also be very exciting. But I think Monday morning, Claudia, you'll be hosting your call with the Australian team with Keithy from Geneva, correct?
If you take me there.
Well, you're there, aren't you?
I know I'm going to be there. Yes, of course. I'm going to be in Geneva.
Great. Well, that's all from me, unless there's any other questions, Claudia. Yeah, that's
no more questions. No more questions. Just a disclaimer, of course, as typically at the end. Where is it? Again, understand there's no guarantee that you will earn any money using the techniques and ideas displayed. The materials are not to be interpreted as a financial advice or guarantee of earnings. And understand that Bitcoin and altcoin daily payout will vary depending upon, but not limited, on price, difficulty rate, independent mining company, operational, contract life. In simple terms, if you work the business will work for you. You don't work the business will not work for you. As simple as that. With that, thank you so much for your listeners on today's call, and thank you, Bill.
Thanks, Claudia. Have a great weekend, everyone. Thank you. Bye-bye.